What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another Drawditions video. Today we're going to be continuing the month-long endeavor that is Inktober. I apologize for missing out on yesterday's video. I was super busy, and by the time I actually got to drawing, it would have been too late to upload, so I decided I looked at the prompts for today and yesterday, and I realized that the two prompts could go together, and I decided to just merge the two and post a video today of doing a drawing inspired by both prompts. And so, on that note, I'll start getting into what I ended up doing and how I combined those two prompts. So the two prompts were golden and drip. Now, at the time, obviously I was thinking about golden. Now, golden was difficult for me because gold is a color, and to portray something as golden, it's going to be very difficult to do without the color. And this is a black and white challenge, so I had to find a way to portray something as gold without actually making it gold. And I didn't know really how to do that, so I had the idea to do like a golden knight, but I didn't know how to do it, so it would just look like a normal knight. I kind of cycled through a few ideas and eventually arrived at the idea of a dragon's hoard. Because a dragon's hoard, while not entirely gold, is implied to have a significant amount of gold. So I went for basically gold by association rather than metallic shading, which could have also done it, but I don't know how to do metallic shading yet, so this was the best way I could think to do it. And then where that drip prompt comes in, well, drip, the prompt was probably had water in mind or something along those lines, but I took drip to mean accessories. So I decided to make a kind of pompous dragon that is wearing a bunch of accessories from its hoard. And so when I get this dragon done, and this is a very basic dragon, I kind of wish I'd gone a little bit more unique or interesting with it. It's but overall pretty happy with that. But when I finish this, you'll see that I start adding a bunch of accessories to it. And those accessories, or how I determined or justified filling out the drip prompt. To be fair, this really is more of a golden video with drip kind of thrown in afterwards, and maybe I should have done a just drip video as well to kind of, but I think it can be justified because I do add a lot of accessories. It's not like one or two. I pretty much cover I pretty much give it an accessory in at least one accessory per like limb, basically. Like I gave it, I mean, you'll see in a minute. But another thing, and I just got reminded of this because I'm watching the video as I do this voiceover, I didn't just fill the hoard with gold. I wanted to break the hoard up a little bit so that I could imply there were a lot more coins rather than just having to draw circle after circle. So I broke up the hoard by including things like treasure chests that would be full of more gold and bones from like prey the dragon had eaten. And so just kind of filled the hoard with all sorts of random things that a dragon would have, but the majority of it being gold. And I wasn't sure whether I was going to shade this drawing or not. I do end up shading it, and I'm glad I did, even though it was a very light, very quick, and very simple shading. I do think it improved the drawing a lot. And this is probably honestly my favorite drawing that I've done from Inktober so far. because I think it's actually a decent drawing, if not, even if a little basic, I do think it's a decent drawing, so I'm pretty happy with how it came out, honestly. And while I'm thinking about it, and this is, again, I apologize, but this channel really is just me ranting whatever comes to mind. So, while I'm thinking about it, if y'all enjoyed the video, if you like the art, if you want to see more of stuff like this, just remember to like, maybe subscribe if you're really enjoying and would like to see more. And if you want to see one of your own ideas turned into a video, just leave a comment and tell me what you want to see, and I'm always looking for ideas, so there's a high chance it gets turned into a video. Now, thank you for listening, and if you commented, thank you for that. If you liked, thanks. Thanks for all of it. Now, back to me explaining what the heck I'm doing. As you can see, most of the accessories are in the head area. I gave the thing earrings, but they're not really earrings because it didn't have ears at this point. I wrapped around the horns. So I don't actually know what you would call those. Don't have an idea for those. But did a crown, did a necklace, but then I also added these kind of bejeweled bracelets or cuffs, or I don't know what you would call them, and a bunch of rings that are just kind of put in different parts. Mostly it's wings. I think I do add rings to a different part of its body as well later, but I couldn't tell you where. But really, I don't have... I'm gonna be honest, I can't talk about this one drawing for 10 minutes, which I think is how long this video ends up being. I don't have 10 minutes worth of stuff to talk about, although I can ramble about random stuff. So, why is the dollar sign so hard to make look good on stuff? Like, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but earlier in the video, I'm just fiddling with the dollar sign, and I'm still not really happy with how it looks, but it's good enough that I just accepted it. But I don't know why. I've always had trouble just, like, making the dollar sign look good, and I couldn't tell you why for the life of me. And maybe I should have put a dollar sign on all the coins, but I feel like that would have took a lot of time and not really looked good, so I'm kind of glad I just left them blank. There was something else I was gonna say, something else I was gonna talk about, but, can't really think about it off the top of my head. I really should start not necessarily scripting these things, but I really should start planning out talking points before I record these. That's a good thing to learn from this and take from this. So, yeah, no idea what I was gonna say. But I mean, now that I'm drawing the scales, I can at least talk about this. So, drawing all of the scales, and this whole piece of, like, artwork is actually kind of it relies on this one strategy very heavily. Like, I mean, even, like I said, with implying the color gold, there's a lot of implying going on with this piece of art, because I don't enjoy, like, repeating stuff a bunch. So as you can see, I did these little 3 scales over and over in different parts, and that alludes to there being more scales across the rest of the body without me having to actually draw them all. And I think it looks better than if I was gonna draw them all, because I wouldn't have drawn them perfectly. So there's a lot of just alluding to there being more in this, and honestly, I think it's a good strategy. I'm looking forward to some of the prompts going forward from here. I think they have a lot of potential, and mostly because a lot of them are starting to focus on like monsters, creatures, like beings basically. I can draw beings a lot better than I can draw concepts, so I'm looking forward to what's coming up. Anyway, that's really all I have to say about this drawing. There's still more video to go, but I'll probably just let y'all listen to the music, let y'all enjoy the finishing of the art, which will probably be like less than a minute by the time I'm done talking. But just in advance, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.